So, as you can see over here, earlier, this is last portion of our chapter, which we can call it as protective action of colloid. We have learned about the lyophilic colloid and lyophobic colloid. Everybody knows the difference between these two. Lyophilic colloid are spontaneously self-assemble colloid. They can form instantly, easily, whereas lyophobic colloid do not form instantly. We need to take certain action in the preparation of lyophobic colloid. Earlier we have discussed that. Now somehow, if you can consider the stability of lyophilic colloid and lyophobic colloid, we find that lyophilic colloid are more stable than lyophobic colloid. Somehow, lyophobic colloid get its stability with the help of surface active agent, surfactant. So that you can say that surfactant plays a very important role in the formation as well as stabilization of lyophobic colloid. After the formation of lyophobic colloid, still we need that the form lyophobic colloid dispersion, lyophobic colloidal dispersion, we need another thing to be incorporated to maintain the stability of lyophobic colloid. What may be the problem that is coming in case of lyophobic colloid? It may grow in size. The particles may grow in size. The particle may get converted into coarser one. So that we need something to be there to prevent the lyophobic colloidal particle from growing its size. And for that, we are taking the help of lyophilic colloid. We are taking the help of lyophilic colloid to maintain the stability of lyophobic colloid. Understood, everyone? Yeah. So, how we can do that? So, as you can see in the picture, lyophobic dispersions are unstable in the presence of electrolyte. As we can see, as we have seen earlier, lyophobic colloid are charge moieties, either positive charge or negative charge. And when we add certain quantity of electrolytes, electrolytes got dissociated into the respective ions, and these ions may get adhere onto the surface of lyophobic particles. When these lyophobic particles, surface of the lyophobic particles got associated and our electrolyte ions got adsorbed onto the surface of lyophobic particle, the particle start to get aggregated. The particles start to get aggregated, or particles may gain their weight because ions would get resided onto their surfaces. So that This may be a problem as we have discussed, and resultantly what we can get the coagulation of the lyophobic particle, and that we don't want. Okay, so that it has been told that presence of electrolyte in the lyophobic dispersion may create a problem, may create a coagulation. Effect is due to neutralization of the charge on the particle. Effect is due to neutralization of charge on the particle. Okay, so the next term come into existence, that is sensitization. As you can see the diagram, carefully see the diagram. Hydrophobic colloid, positive charge. Earlier it is stable. Now some sort of electrolytes we have added. The negative ions from the electrolyte got interacted onto the or adsorb onto the hydrophobic colloid. And what is the effect of that? Charge neutralization means positive charges get attached with the negative charges. Obviously, both will nullify each other, and in total, neutralization effect will occur. So all the charges which were present onto the lyophobic particle, and by the virtue of charge only, as we know earlier, by the virtue of charge only, that lyophobic particle got its stability. If the charge would not be there, if the positive charge would not be there, then repulsion will not occur. Repulsion will not occur. After the addition of ions, in lyophobic dispersion, negative ions get attached with the positive ions of the particle. They got combined and create a neutral moiety, which will get resided onto the surface of the lyophobic particle. I am telling the mechanism, what is happening. And all the neutral molecules got resided onto the surface of the lyophobic particles. Due to that, the bulk of the lyophobic particle got increased, and size of the lyophobic particle also get increased. And due to that, what is happening? If the bulk would get increased, their size would get increased, their shape would increase. Obviously, the gravity may influence on those particles now, which earlier may not. Now, the gravity acts on it by increasing the bulk. Additionally, there is no charge on the particle. Earlier, that charge which were there onto the lyophobic particle, helping every particle to produce the repulsion. And due to the repulsion only, every particle find it suitable to remain dispersed, not to get coagulated with one another. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point, everyone? So that this is a mechanism that what is happening, bulk is getting increased, size is getting increased, at the same time, whatever the repulsion capability earlier the lyophobic particle are having, it get loosened by this lyophobic particle. It was happen due to the addition of electrolyte, and so that all the lyophobic particle got coagulated and got settled into the bottom and may result into the cake formation. Understood? So this mechanism is highly important for your further understanding. Okay, so this is the diagram which is showing the coagulation which is happening in this case. It was happened due to addition of electrolyte. Okay, now the next term come into existence, that is sensitization. All the terms are essential. All the terms are essential, and the sequence of understanding and sequence of putting your answer is also essential. Okay, how you have to put in which manner, in which sequence you have to put your answer. In a similar manner, in a similar way, uh, which I am putting over here. Sensitization now. If a very small amount of hydrophilic colloid is added to hydrophobic sole, it is sometimes observed that the latter has become more sensitive to precipitation on the subsequent addition of electrolytes. The sensitization may be partly due to adsorption of the oppositely charged hydrophilic sole on the hydrophobic particles. Okay, sensitivity means it is the sensitivity of that hydrophobic particle towards the electrolyte so that coagulation may occur. Earlier we have discussed Sulz-Hardy rule that it is applicable over here to get the understanding of sensitization. If you got the clear understanding of Sulz-Hardy rule, you may come to know that more the valency, if more will be the charge being associated with electrolyte, more powerful the electrolyte will be for the coagulation that we have learned earlier. Obviously, if our particle would be there, it may be positive, positive surface, positive charge would be there on our lyophobic particle. If more negative, more negatively electrolytic ions will come in the vicinity of the positively charged lyophobic particle, obviously it will start coagulate faster. It will happen according to Sulz-Hardy rule. Application is here only. Okay, so that the word sensitization come into existence. In this case, our lyophobic particle is having sensitivity towards the electrolytic ions, but it will vary depending upon two things. How many charges are there on our particle? Okay, that is a zeta potential. If zeta potential would be more, one case. At the same time, how many charges are there onto the ions or onto the electrolytic ions? If valency would be more, then more charges will be there. Okay, so obviously if more charges, it is so obvious to understand, if more charges would be there, rapid coagulation may occur. If less charges would be there, we are implementing, rectifying the Sulz-Hardy rule. I guess you are having the good understanding of Sulz-Hardy rule now. Earlier also you might have learned that. Okay, so in this way, the sensitization means here in this case you can say the particle is having sensitivity towards the electrolyte ions. Okay, now come the second stage. As we are going to do, we are going to apply, we are going to add lyophilic dispersion into the lyophobic dispersion. For what? For maintaining the stability of lyophobic dispersion. Now the second thing will come into existence. Second thing of sensitivity. This sensitivity is now towards the lyophilic colloid of what? Of lyophobic colloid, lyophobic particle. In a simple manner, the sensitivity of lyophobic particles towards the lyophilic particles. One. Second one, the sensitivity of lyophobic particle towards the electrolytic ions. So these are the two phases of sensitivity that we need to understand to get the things properly. Okay. So as you can see over here, sensitization of hydrophobic colloid, examples of positive colloid. Here you can see in the diagram, our particle is same, that is hydrophobic colloid, positive charge on it. On the surface of the particle, positive charges are there. Okay, if the zeta potential of this hydrophobic particle would be more number of charges would be there, and if zeta potential would be less density of charge would be there. Let me tell you, more the density of the charges, more would be the zeta potential, and more stable that hydrophobic dispersion will be. There is a direct correlation. If the if the zeta potential would be less, density of the charge which is present on the colloidal particle will be less. All the things you have to keep in mind, huh? Each and every point I am discussing over here. Okay, less will be the repulsion. Okay, so here now to be continue with this discussion, we are adding the small quantity of hydrophilic colloid. Okay, sensitization is there. What is happening due to that sensitization? How much sensitive that hydrophobic particle towards the hydrophilic particle, that is called the sensitization in this case. Okay, here hydrophobic colloid get absorbed by the hydrophilic particle, hydrophilic colloidal particle. Okay, if we add electrolytes on it, then further coagulation may occur. Okay, means electrolyte in this case will be always be problematic, but somehow we can make our hydrophobic colloidal particle stable. Okay, so sensitization of hydrophobic colloid is given over here. Now the next thing is the protective colloidal action. When a large amount of hydrophilic colloids carrying opposite charges is added to hydrophobic colloid, these get adsorbed on the hydrophobic particles and form a protective layer around it. Similar mechanism is happening, which I have discussed during the discussion of hydrophobic colloid with the electrolytic ions. Difference is that here, instead of presence of electrolytic ions, here now there is a presence of lyophilic particles. That's it. If our hydrophobic particle carries positive charge, which which kind of hydrophilic particle we need to be adsorbed over there to show the protective action? Anybody can tell? Anybody can tell? If hello, 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 are you there? Nobody is replying. Why you are not replying? See, I am always on to the another slide, so that I am not able to see whether connection is there or not. At any point of time the connection may lose, आणि मी असंच बडबड करत राहील. म्हणून मी अधूनमधून तुम्हाला विचारत असतो की तुम्हाला ऐकू येते की नाही. यू हॅव टू गिव्ह द आन्सर. गिव्ह मी द रॉंग आन्सर. आय एम ओके विथ दॅट. नाउ टेल मी. I am repeating. Now tell me, if I want to make my hydrophobic particle which carrying positive charge, if I want to make it stable, which hydrophilic colloidal dispersion, which charge I need to add in this hydrophobic colloidal dispersion? Anyone? Nobody is getting the point what I'm trying to say. Yes, negatively charged hydrophilic particle. Easy one. Okay. As earlier in the beginning lecture only, we have discussed that hydrophilic colloidal particles mostly doesn't have the charge, but if they are having, some of them some of them may have the charges on it. Okay. So that to make hydrophobic colloidal dispersion stable, we need to add simple negatively charged hydrophilic colloidal dispersion. That's it. So in this manner, the mechanism would be same. The all the negatively uh, colloidal particles will get adsorbed onto the positively charged hydrophobic particle. Okay, and they will neutralize each other so that combinedly there will be no charge. Totally, there would be no charge, and if there will be no charge, there will be less chances of, you can say, uh, coagulation. Okay, no charge somehow. Then, so this is a mechanism. It has been mentioned over here. Large quantity of hydrophilic colloid we have to add. Then protective action. In this way, you can see the protective action which is happening because all the hydrophilic particles form its protective covering after adsorption onto the hydrophobic colloidal particles. Okay, so here we got either positive or negative, vice versa. Now further addition of electrolytes even at high concentration, we are getting the most stable ions cannot reach the colloidal particles, no coagulation. Here in this case, after making the stability of after attainment of stability of hydrophobic colloidal dispersion, even even that if we add electrolyte in it, even with the higher concentration, our hydrophobic colloidal dispersion would remain stable, because what we have done, we have added enough quantity of hydrophilic colloidal dispersion into it. And that hydrophilic colloidal dispersion, the particles of that already now form a protective sheath around the hydrophobic colloidal particles. Okay, so that is the achievement we got by the addition of uh, hydrophilic colloidal dispersion in hydrophobic colloidal dispersion to make hydrophobic colloidal dispersion permanently stable. I think you got the clear idea now. Okay, one more concept is going to come, which is gold number. So this mechanism, who is doing this mechanism, who is responsible for that, and what we are getting, all the phases are very important to get clear over here. Otherwise, surely you will get confused in gold number. Let me tell you, I am taking very small lecture now, but still it is highly important regarding GPAT, regarding every objective. Is it clear? I am going ahead. So here we came to know that how protective action of hydrophobic colloidal dispersion we can get by addition of hydrophilic colloidal dispersion. Okay. Uh, Next, the phenomenon of protection is defined as a process by which soil particles are prevented from coagulation induced by an electrolyte due to the previous addition of some hydrophilic soil. Example, they have given hydrophobic soil for injection such as colloidal gold 198 AU injection must be sterically stabilized, in this case by gelatin. Earlier we have seen, earlier we have taken the example of gelatin. Earlier we have discussed the example of gelatin. That gelatin is spontaneously can be formed. If spontaneously can be formed, obviously it will be hydrophilic type of colloidal dispersion. Nobody should confuse. जिलेटिनचं तुम्ही सोल्युशन बनवा, you will get easily, you will get the dispersion. And moreover, how you can identify that? You will get a clear cut dispersion. It may be somewhat translucent, not transparent exactly, but somewhat translucent. Okay, so that it is itself indicating that it is the gelatin which is hydrophilic dispersion. So here you can see that this injection, hydrophobic sole injection, it is getting stabilized by the addition of gelatin. Gelatin is acting as hydrophilic sole, and gold suspension is acting as hydrophobic sole. So example is also very clear cut, very simple to understand and to keep in mind. Now next, the protective property of colloids is expressed in terms of gold number. Okay, now forget about this example. Forget about this example now. Now concentrate on gold number, because gold is also going to come in the next slide. Now the next. This is the last slide. Okay, you should keep in mind gold number. You have to understand it. Anyhow, you have to understand. Everybody should understand this concept forever, always. Okay. Now read that. The gold number is defined as the minimum weight in milligrams. The gold number is defined as the minimum weight in milligrams of a protective colloid. म्हणजे एक तर क्लिअर झालं की मिनिमम वेट इन मिलीग्राम्स, म्हणजे एक वेट आहे कोणाचं, तर प्रोटेक्टिव्ह कोलाइडचं. प्रोटेक्टिव्ह कोलाइड कोण आहे? हायड्रोफिलिक कोलाइड. म्हणजे हे जे आहे गोल्ड नंबर, हे एक पर्टिक्युलर वेट आहे. इट इज अ वेट ओनली. दिस इज अ वेट. ओके, वेट ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिव्ह कोलाइड. ओके, weight of protective colloid. How? Dry weight of dispersed phase. Later we'll see. Required. It is this much, a particular quantity of weight which is required to prevent a color change from red to violet. Means simple one I am giving you the idea. It is a particular weight of hydrophilic colloid which is needed to prevent a color change from red to violet. इसका मतलब क्या है कि ऑलरेडी रेड कलर का वहां पे डिस्पर्शन है, वो वायलेट कलर होने वाला है या फिर हो रहा है, बट समहाउ by the addition of hydrophilic colloid, what we need to do? We need to prevent it from getting converted from red to violet. Then how much quantity of hydrophilic colloid is required? That is the gold number. Okay, simple. ये एक वेट है. ओके, वो वेट हमको ये देखना है कि हमको ये कितना लगता है, ताकि आपका जो डिस्पर्शन है, वो डिस्पर्शन किसका है वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. आपको डिस्पर्शन है तो वो डिस्पर्शन का कलर रेड से वॉयलेट ना हो, बस सिंपल. रेड से वॉयलेट डिस्पर्शन का कलर ना हो, इसके लिए हमको प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड कितनी क्वांटिटी में ऐड करना है. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्पर्शन का कलर रेड से वॉयलेट ना हो, इसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, इसको रेड से वॉयलेट ना हो, इसके लिए हमको कितनी क्वांटिटी प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड की ऐड करनी होगी इन टर्म्स ऑफ वेट, दैट इज द गोल्ड नंबर. ओके, अब वो डिस्पर्शन क्या है? ओके, अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, you have to concentrate. The gold number is defined as a minimum weight in milligrams of a protective colloid required to prevent a color change from red to violet in 10 ml of gold sol, in 10 ml of gold sol, addition of 1 ml of 10% solution of sodium chloride. Now डिस्पर्शन किसका है? देखो डिस्पर्शन है आपका 10 ml ऑफ गोल्ड सोल का. ओके, उसमें हम ऐड करने वाले हैं 1 ml ऑफ 10% सोडियम क्लोराइड सॉल्यूशन. देखो फिर से एक बार, डेफिनेटली मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट गॉट कंफ्यूज क्योंकि वे टर्म्स ही वैसे है. So many things are coming in that, but you have to get it clear very okay quickly and clearly. Now next, okay, here you can see dispersion किसका लिया है? 10 ml of gold sol hydrophobic colloid. 10 ml of gold sol क्या ऐड किया है उसमें? 1% सॉरी 1 ml ऑफ 10% सोडियम क्लोराइड ये ऐड किया है. ओके, अब इसका कलर चेंज हो रहा है फ्रॉम रेड टू वायलेट. ओके, क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रोलाइट उसमें ऐड किया है ना हमने. ओके, हो सकता है चेंज हो रहा है, नहीं हो सकता है क्योंकि हमने इसमें इलेक्ट्रोलाइट ऐड किया है. हाइड्रोफोबिक कोलाइड में इलेक्ट्रोलाइट ऐड किया है तो क्या होगा? कोएगुलेशन होगा. और जब कोएगुलेशन होगा तो हमको इंडिकेट कैसे होगा? तो इंडिकेट ऐसा होता है कि वो जो रेड कलर का डिस्पर्शन था वो वायलेट कलर में चेंज होता है. इट इज इटसेल्फ इंडिकेटिंग दैट कोएगुलेशन इज हैपनिंग. Now what we want to do? We need to protect that gold soul. By how we can do that? We need to add hydrophilic colloid in that. Okay, we will going to add hydrophilic colloid in that, so that what will happen? Our gold soul, which is basically hydrophobic colloid, will get protected from the sodium chloride solution. And if it will get protected from the sodium chloride solution, the color change will get prevented. Red to violet color change will not occur. Now everybody got the clear thing? If anyone having the doubt, please tell me. I am requesting you. If anyone having the doubt, you can please tell me. असंच डोक्यामध्ये ठेवू नका. Don't keep it in the mind as it is. Okay, please tell me. One more time I am repeating for you. One more time. Giving all the details. We are having gold soul. We have added 1 ml 10% sodium chloride solution in it. Sodium chloride is equal electrolyte. If we will not add anything, the hydrophobic gold soul will not get protected and coagulation may occur. And if coagulation will occur, the color of the gold soul will get converted into violet, because earlier gold soul is hydrophobic in nature, having red in color. By the addition of electrolyte, it will get changed into color, that is red to violet, and that itself indicate that it is a coagulated hydrophobic dispersion that we don't want. For that, what we need to do? We need to add certain quantity, certain weight of hydrophilic colloid. मिनिमम वेट है, कम से कम वेट. ऐसा हम कितना हाइड्रोफिलिक कोलाइड डाले उसमें, उस डिस्पर्शन में, तो उससे क्या होगा कि हमारा कलर चेंज होना बच जाएगा. कलर चेंज यानी रेड टू वायलेट नहीं होगा. अगर रेड टू वायलेट नहीं होगा तो इसका मतलब ही ये इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि हाइड्रोफोबिक गोल्ड सोल गॉट प्रोटेक्टेड बाय द हाइड्रोफिलिक सोल. ओके, अगर उसका प्रोटेक्शन है तो वो जो कितना वेट है, दैट मिनिमम वेट विच इज रिक्वायर्ड. ऐसा नहीं कि ज्यादा है कि डालते रहेंगे, ज्यादा है तो डाल दो, नहीं ऐसा नहीं. मिनिमम वेट, it is that minimum weight of hydrophilic colloid that is needed to be added to prevent the color change from red to violet. That's it. And that is the gold number only. Concept is complete. Here the example I have been given of protective colloid. Okay, Here you can see gelatin, gold number 0.005 to 0.00, sorry, 01. Albumin 0.1, acacia 1 to 5, tragagan 2. Now tell me which is the powerful gold, powerful protective colloid, tragagan or gelatin? Logic. How come? How come? How come? Elaborate that. How come? How you understand that this is the uh, better or good this protective colloid as compared to tragagan? How you come to know? Anyone else? Can you elaborate? Reason is very simple. You know it very well, but you are not able to ready to give it. How come? How you elaborate that in your words? How come? I need that words. I know you understood it very well, but I need that words. I need the elaboration with your words. Anyone? Anyone can try? Merlin, are you there? Amisha? Yes, anyone? Anyone? Hello? Anyone can tell? Okay. See here. Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Yeah. So here it is simple comparison. With minimum quantity of gelatin. Gelatin is contained with minimum quantity, minimum weight. Although less weight is there, with less weight, it is achieving its target. It is having the ability, capability the to protect the hydrophobic soil with minimum quantity. But at the same time, for the protection, tragagan is needed with more quantity. If more quantity is required for the protection by the tragagan and less quantity is required by the gelatin for the protection itself, obviously gelatin is more preferable because with less quantity it is giving the same action which tragagan is giving us by adding more quantity, so that although tragagan, gelatin, albumin, acacia are showing the protective action, but among all these, gelatin is most preferable, more powerful. Okay, is it clear? So everybody should be clear with gold number. Okay, any doubt about this? Okay, ठीक है. So here we are ending the colloidal dispersion. In total, you should be ready with all the objectives and all the discussion. You can see the videos and all these things. Okay, so herewith we are stopping our lecture. Okay, only 61 students are- yes, yes, anybody, any practicals? Yes, I will give the details of all these things. I will put it onto the groups. Okay, portion of all things. Of what? Yes, I will give it. Okay, okay, but you should be ready with the practicals, all the aspects of practicals or theoretical point of view. Be prepared for the viva final. Okay, so yeah, this is a video only I made. So so I can upload it on my YouTube channel. Earlier lecture you got the clear cut understanding. Okay, but you should be there. 61 students are very less, 66, 65, very less. Yes, anybody wants to tell something? So you should be there. Although, see, I am taking the attendance later on, because in the video also you will come to know. I may come to know that who are present in throughout the lecture. I am seeing the video later on. Okay, I am having the screenshot. It's an total video. So I am noting down all the attendance. भले मैं अटेंडेंस नहीं ले रहा हूँ, लेकिन अटेंडेंस तो मिल रही है मुझे. तो ऐसा मत सोचो कि आप लेक्चर अटेंड नहीं कर रहे हो तो इसका मतलब आपकी अटेंडेंस नहीं लग रही है. I am having the record that you are over there. You are joining, while leaving. Every time it is getting recorded onto the video. Okay, and my software also. Okay, तो मैं आपको देख नहीं रहा हूँ, आप मुझे देख नहीं रहे हो, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपका अटेंडेंस रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो रहा है. Everything is getting recorded. So tell the others that they should be here only all the time. ठीक है? So I am stopping my lecture. Be prepared for the sessional exams. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Okay.